team over at Epic Games has done a fantastic job with Fortnite. Their storyline has involved everything from pirates to spies to black holes to rockets and basically everything in between. And there's also been very powerful characters within the Fortnite storylines, and that could potentially even rival those from Marvel and DC. Now, before I get started, make sure you like and subscribe so we can hit our goal of 800 subs. Now, starting off, alright? I'm going to start off with the 10th most powerful character, in my opinion, alright? I understand that some of you may not agree with some of these. You might have some other things, but just ran off in the comments if you want. Starting off, right, 10th most powerful character is going to be Gunner. Now, Gunner, alright, he's had a complicated history. He's kind of was there in the bunkers at the end of Chapter 2 and Season 8, the live event, and he got his, he got knocked out by the Foundation. This is the, he kind of has an 0-1 record, and then he comes back as Megalodon. It'd be safe to say that we're going to put him in the number 10 spot, because he can do a lot of powerful things. He's got the fists, now he's got Nitro, so I say that Gunner / Megalodon is going to be in our 10th spot. Now, for number 9, we got to go with Dr. Sloan. She was basically the second most powerful person within the Imagined Order that we know of, alright? Other than Jenna, we're going to talk about Jenna later. Now, Dr. Sloan has had a few, ups and downs over the years, but mainly we like to focus on the version of Dr. Sloan in Chapter 4 Season 3 Wilds. And although she never showed these things, she actually has sand powers. You can see in this concept art here, she can manipulate sand. And before this, or before she got like superpowers, she was in a very powerful position in the second most powerful faction in all of Fortnite lore. So her position with all the weaponry and tech and gadgets that she had access to, as well as her high position in the chain of command within the Imagined Order, easily puts her in the number 9 spot. Now, number 8, we've got to give it to Kato Thorne. Although he doesn't really have a huge organization behind him, sure, he had a few pieces of real estate here and there, as well as his own retreat and hotels and whatever, but we gotta give him the number 8 spot because he is a very powerful character. First of all, he has a literal time machine. He can go back in time, and he's the only known character that is able to do this. I mean, maybe Iron Man could have done it, but we're not going to put him on this list because he's technically not, he's really, at the end of the day, not a Fortnite character. He was just a collab character, so no collab characters on this list. Moving on, he's got vampiric abilities. He has basically super speed, super agility, super hearing. He can transform himself into a vampire. He can just have the wings. He's basically got it all. And what's more is that he has that katana. That thing is OP. If he hits you with it, he will literally gain shield, and he can also move and dash very, very fast, and the katana will knock you back and deal a lot of damage. So, while Kato Thorne is arguably a very powerful character, he's not as powerful as the Foundation. Now, the Foundation, from the moment that we met him, we could instantly tell that this is a very powerful character, because he was basically knocking around Jonesy. I understand Jonesy's kind of an average dude, but the way he literally booted this guy into a rock with that much speed, you can tell this guy has super strength. And in the Season 6, Chapter 2 Season 6 opener event, we saw it that he has literal super speed. He takes off so fast, and he can also fly. And he can manipulate the 0 point to his will, but only if he's around the 0 point he can do this, so we're not going to really take this ability into consideration too much. But based off of his own abilities, he's got these gloves. He knocked the heck out of Gunner, who's already been on this list before. So we're going to go ahead and say that the Foundation is the 7th most powerful character. Obviously, he's got lots of technology. He's got a great team known as the 7, which are kind of all dead now, but at the height of his power, when he peaked, this is when these characters peaked in power. We have to honestly say that the Foundation is the 7th most powerful character in Fortnite. But the number 6 spot is going to have to go to Midas, because Midas is an incredibly powerful character. Not only does he basically control the Fortnite economy, because he's got all the wealth, but he literally had, at the peak of his power, 5 separate stations around the Fortnite map, including the agency, one of the biggest and probably most expensive buildings in the entire Fortnite lore. He's got an amazing team. The He had Tina and Tina, Meowscles, Sky, you know, Brutus. A very, very memorable battle pass. I think he also had Deadpool at one point. So, yeah, we're gonna have to put Midas up there, and his henchmen have absolute aimbot. Like, they shot Ninja out of the sky like it was literally nothing, and we know Midas holds back when he fights us, because not only does he have an insane amount of HP, that drum gun could do some serious damage, but this is nowhere near his most impressive ability, which is his golden touch, where if he touches you, like Epic Games was not gonna have Midas just running around and like just sprinting at you and then turning you into a gold statue, because that would kind of be too broken. So that gave us a fighting chance to be able to take him down. But Midas, he could have easily killed the entire lobby if he wanted to with his unimaginable technology with the choppas. He could just fly around the entire map and just turn people into gold. In fact, he was literally a serial killer because he had all these masks onto his wall. So this man was literally like rounding everyone up. He was essentially a trophy collector. So obviously he takes the number 6 spot easily. While Midas is powerful and all, he is not as powerful as the Ice King, which goes into the top 5 on this list. So the Ice King was an incredibly powerful character from late Chapter 1. He, with just the swoosh of his hand, he was able to summon like a giant replica of himself, which was able to cover the entire island in ice. Alright, this man's ice ability is absolutely insane. Like, if we were going to 1v1 with Midas, understand that Midas has the golden touch, but this man, his range and attack speed is just unbelievable. Like, we're not even going to mention the Infinity Blade, which he had in his control. Like, that thing ruined an entire tournament. Like, if this guy was a boss on the map and he had the Infinity Blade, it would be literally impossible to take him down because he would be regenerating health like crazy. He would have like 400 health, and he would just be flying at everyone with the Infinity Blade and just sending them into just nothingness. So we're gonna obviously give him the number 5 spot. Now, the number 4 spot is going to have to go to General. Like, this guy was incredibly powerful. He literally got ripped to shreds by the 0 point. He was able to piece himself back together. But at his peak power, he was the boss of the Imagined Order, the second most powerful faction in all of Fortnite lore. And he was able to fend off the last reality because of how powerful he was. He was the one who recruited Dr. Sloan. He recruited Agent Jonesy. He's probably Agent Jonesy's dad for what we know. This man was incredibly powerful. Let's not even forget his snapshots. The Ageless, I think that's just the Ageless, right? Yeah, the Ageless was a very, very powerful character with the Excalibur rifle and the Shockwave hammer. 2 absolutely broken items. Furthermore, this snapshot on the Chapter 4 map was able to control the entire map easily within days of it being pieced together. He just kind of shows up and rules the Empire. He has this monopoly on the kinetic ore industry, which he is able to craft these super weapons with, and he is not to be messed with because this man was extremely powerful, but arguably not as extremely powerful as the Cube Queen. Yes, the Cube Queen is going to the top 3 on this list. Now, the Cube Queen was arguably the 3rd most powerful character because she was the boss of the Last Reality. Last Reality, arguably the most powerful faction in all of Fortnite lore. Like, basically, whatever General was to the Imagined Order, she was the Last Reality. She was so incredibly powerful. She could manipulate cubes. She could crush the 0 point butterfly, which was perceived to be invincible. And yes, her power levels were basically unmatched for anyone that she had ever seen. Except for number 2, the Herald, who came after. The Herald was basically had powers that were similar to the Ice King and Midas, in which she could spread her material wherever she wanted. Like, she had the Chrome. The Chrome would make anything basically part of her slave army. And in addition, within a mere minute, she exploded the entire island. Both Chapter 3 and Chapter 2 were instantly winked out. Like, the Herald was literally not to be messed with. But the number 1 most powerful character should I say, has got to be you guys at Loopers, because we have survived basically everything. We survived the Black Hole event, we survived the Fracture event, we literally survived the island getting flipped and casting a huge tsunami onto us. We literally will survive anything that comes our way, and we cannot be killed. Like, we literally shrugged off a cube that fell from the mothership and literally squashed us, but we came off without a scratch. We sent billions of battle bus bombs into Galactus, and we blew him up. That is how powerful we are. But if you enjoyed this rather long video, make sure you like and subscribe. We can get all of 800 subs, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.